I don't know Jason like I do Milad, but I know the business model, and I know what these guys are doing and what they're capable of doing. And I think that their skills and the services that they're providing to the industry in general are spot on, are needed. And so, Jason, come on up and share your story with us.
Hello, my name is Jason Piazza. I'm the Director of Real Estate at WeCann. WeCann is a full-service cannabis advisory firm. We offer services in cannabis real estate and licensing and public advocacy. And sometimes people will ask us, why is WeCann full service? And quite honestly, the answer for that is that there's a wonderful intersection between the process to become licensed in cannabis and the experience that the three founding partners have as professionals. So myself, I've been a commercial real estate professional for 13 years. I've operated all of the deals that you can think of. Milad Rafi'i, my business partner and the CEO of our firm, owned a construction company, so he understands the RFP process, he understands entitlements. He actually owned a licensed dispensary in Santa Ana, which he licensed and sourced the property on his own. So he understands this entitlement process very, very well, and he's been able to hit a lot of home runs for us. The third partner in our business is Melahat Rafi'i, and she's a political consultant. She's been doing politics in California for, I want to say 20 years. I feel like I've known Melahat for that long, and she is amazing. She's done an incredible job getting people elected all throughout Southern California, in fact, throughout the state, and she's been a wonderful advocate for cannabis and pushing green zones and doing all of that wonderful work. So the intersection of the process and our experience created a great synergy for us to create a full-service cannabis advisory firm. So I want to go over our track record. We've been together about 2.5 years operating as WeCann. And as you can see, we've submitted 76 entitlement applications throughout California. And entitlement is a wonderful thing because you can really process applications and work on the licensing from just about anywhere. For real estate, it's a little bit harder because I can't quite get to every single asset, but we are servicing listings for real estate as far north as Nevada County. Of the entitlements that Milad and our licensing team has put together, 35 of those are retail storefronts, 2 non-retail, non-storefront retail, I should say, that would be delivery, 7 cultivation. You can see the list. The applications have gone across multiple municipalities, and our success rate is something that we really like to hang our hat on because Milad and our licensing team really understand how to speak directly to these municipalities when they're packaging their applications, which is when, as a cannabis business, you have an opportunity to really wow them, and our applications do wow. Since June of 17, you can see the list here in terms of real estate. That's both leases and sales. My team and I have brokered, and that does include Milad. He is the broker of record for the firm. Over 40 million, which is something I'm really proud of. We've really done a great job negotiating these deals, and I'll talk a little bit about the difficulty in negotiating these deals in a bit. But the key in doing cannabis real estate deals is farming the deals. So the municipalities, they put these ordinances together, and as I'm sure a lot of you know, the geographic region gets squashed down, and not all of those property owners want to play ball. So it takes a lot of diligence in databasing the property owner contact information and then getting on the phone, picking up the phone, and trying to tell them the benefits of doing a deal with WeCann. We've leased out over 120,000 square feet, and that's also something I am very proud of. So I'm going to go through a little bit about each of our services. That's a really flattering picture of me. In terms of real estate, it really is the most crucial point in a successful venture because 90% of the time, maybe 99% of the time, there's been a couple of exceptions to this in Santa Monica and Pasadena and I believe West Hollywood, but the general rule is you got to have the real estate first. You need to be able to show site control. The best way to show site control is by owning the property, but a lease and a lengthy lease does satisfy that requirement. In terms of real estate, you can see my credentials. It doesn't show here, but I've represented buyers and tenants and landlords and sellers in retail and office and medical and land acquisition, industrial, you name it. Like I said, I really have done all of the deals. The issue, of course, right now with cannabis real estate is the pricing. There's a massive premium there. And a lot of that has to do with the green zones that are in place with various municipalities, and they're limiting the supply, and then not all of the property owners in that supply want to play ball. So it's a high demand, low supply issue. That's where a lot of the pricing comes from. I'm trying with my team to push down on that pricing as much as possible, but I'm fighting market forces. We have a list of green zone opportunities. Many are listed and many are off market, right? So a lot of these people that want to cooperate with cannabis, they don't want the whole world to know. So we're kind of forced sometimes to go to our lengthy, deep database in the cannabis industry and with various investors and let them know that there are deals that they could take advantage of. And we are currently farming in several areas, Santa Ana, Long Beach, sometimes reluctantly in Los Angeles because that time frame in Los Angeles just keeps getting dragged out, Riverside, some areas of San Diego, and the list goes on and on. I'd also like to talk about licensing. So once you get your real estate, now you've got a compliant piece of real estate that you are going to be able to show site control of. And now you can apply. Well, I can tell you as somebody that's been doing commercial real estate for a long time, well, for a good amount of time, that the entitlement process in non-cannabis is pretty straightforward. Maybe takes 3 to 6 months. 6 months would be long to get through a conditional use permit process. In cannabis, it takes a lot longer than that. And I'm going to guess that a lot of people in this room know how long it takes. In Long Beach, it's taking 1.5 years, sometimes 2 years, just from the point of getting real estate. In Los Angeles, it's taking longer. Santa Ana has been quick at 9 months to a year. And that is a really big part of the reason why you need our licensing team, because they understand this process. There are other entitlement experts out there, but they're not working on cannabis, and they don't understand the importance of putting together a really specific and highly developed package, which my licensing team knows how to do. We do take a holistic approach, meaning that we look at the entire business, and we try to put the right processes in place for them a lot of the time. If they don't have particular avenues of their business set up, Milad has a great deck or database of vendors that he can put in place to make that application look even stronger. We've done, now you can see here some more information, which I think I already showed, over 70 applications, 85 to 90% success rate on that stuff. Some of the things that are required when you're doing licensing are security, fire, architectural renderings, detailed plans for build-out, including mechanical, plumbing, and engineering, and even more. And it is a lengthy process. And one of the things that I constantly am telling my real estate clients before they get transferred over to Milad is you guys got to look at this property now and have a really good idea as to how you're going to use it. Get a good idea as to what that layout's going to be. If I can get them to bring in an architect before we execute a deal, then we're ahead of the game, because you want to decrease the amount of time that it takes after you've secured the property before you submit your application, because it's a huge application. I've seen 1,000-page applications in our office before. I mean, that's just nuts. I've never seen that in any other industry representing commercial real estate. And then, of course, there's the build-out. And depending on the contractor and the team you have in place, that build-out could get extended as well. So it's really important to have a team like ours because, again, Milad had a construction company. He understands construction. He can bid with his own firm, or he can bid with other firms, and they're firms that we know are going to do a great job. So basically, in licensing assistance, you're going to get customizable packages, complete project management, or a la carte. Sometimes people just need a portion of that application because they've ran into a snag. We see that often as well, and Milad's picking up the ball and taking it across a finish line. We have 5 people that are dedicated to licensing on our team. And we've actually recently expanded to Massachusetts. One of our technical writers picked up the ball for us in Massachusetts and is now writing applications out there and aligning himself with, really knowledgeable real estate experts that can help him get to that licensing phase. So all in all, it can really take 9 months to 2 years from the point of having acquired that real estate until that cannabis business is operational. And that's one of the reasons, quite honestly, why negotiating commercial real estate deals is the most difficult type of deal for any commercial real estate agent to negotiate. And I know that because I've negotiated all of the deals. And Regency and the Irvine Company and these groups that have all of that retail land, they know how to negotiate those deals. They know what to expect. But industrial landlords don't, and you're telling them $3 a square foot when they should be getting $1.25, and they just want the $3. So it can be very tricky. Real quickly, this is our other partner, Melahat Rafi'i. She's a political expertise on our team, and she's a reason why a lot of green zones are in place. And she owned the dispensary with her brother Milad. Our construction services are real, and they're very solid. If you're looking just for construction, that's something that we can do as well. We are offering now compliance maintenance. We've rolled it out really to a core group of our clientele, but as far as I understand, we're rolling that out to more clients now too. These are some of the areas where we have active licensing projects. I don't think this is a complete list of all of the areas that we've done licensing in throughout the state, but you can see that it's all throughout the state. In terms of real estate farming, this probably needs to be a little bit updated, but again, you can see that we're farming as many green zones as we can, and thankfully I've got staff that's dedicated to finding the properties, databasing the info so that my team can make calls. One thing I do want to talk about really quick, that should say mergers and acquisition, not medical and adult. It was supposed to say M&A. But the large-scale M&A phase is coming, and I know that a lot of cannabis groups are gearing up for that, and that's going to occur, obviously, when legalization at the federal level or something close to it comes around, and that's something to pay attention to. And lastly, I do want to make sure that I reference the golf tournament that we're putting together. Because we're a full-service advisory firm, we have a very deep reach in the cannabis industry, deep enough that we're going to have a really great tournament at the Aliso Viejo Country Club, benefiting an incredible foundation, the Max Love Project. If you haven't heard of them before, they're out there trying to improve the quality of life of children recovering from various cancer treatments. And one of the ways that they found to do that is with CBD and other cannabis treatments. So they've embraced the cannabis community, and we are just honored as heck to be able to put together a fundraising event for them. There will be some educational opportunity there because we'll have some elected officials speaking. It'll be a great networking opportunity. Sorry for going over, and thank you very much.